Hello friends, my name is Shivam from Devops Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Now I'm going to show you two demo together. Okay. One is how to use pod or debug pod. That's the one thing. And second thing which I'm going to teach you is how to work with replication controller, another API resources, replication controller. Okay. So these two questions which I'm going to answer right now. Apart from that, I'm going to help you with explain also a very powerful command which will help you to understand the API resources in a more better way. So guys, let's get started. So here, this is my workstation. First thing I will see kubectl and how many troubleshooting commands we have. These are the one. Okay, so these are these commands I'm going to try it out right now. So here describe the one which we have already used it. So guys, you can describe any resources like namespace, pod, replication controller, deployment, and many more actually. Now logs. So guys, this command will help you to print the logs of the container. Mind it, in the pod. So here if you see kubectl get pods -n dev. Do we have any pod right now? No. Can we create this? Yes. So kubectl create -f pod.yaml -n. I'm going to create in the dev namespace. So here it is. Now do we have a pod right now? It's creating, running. So now this pod you have it. Can I see the logs of it? So here if I see -o white, you see here kubectl
Rajesh, one
logs.
question. The pod which got just created, sorry,
Uh,
the container which got created inside the pod, it is currently running which image right now?
uh, here it is, no? That you have used it, right?
Pod YAML, right? Okay, Nginx. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So kubectl logs hello pod and -n is equal to def. Now see here, this is the log you are seeing. I'll do one thing. I'll just open up a new console, log in it, run this command and curl and http. This is the pod IP address I'm hitting. What I will do with watch command, I will run continuously. Now see here. So with watch command, I will see the logs. See here. So in one console, I'm hitting the Nginx. In another console, I'm seeing the logs of the container. So guys, this is the way. If you want to see more options, what are the options available in the logs? Here it is. There are so many options, examples, you have it. Please try it out, all this thing. Let's say if you have a two containers in a pod and you want to try it out the different container, so -c option you can use it, and many other combinations are there. So guys, this command is used for displaying the logs inside a container. This is the one. Now guys, attach command. I hope, I believe Docker attach command behavior you remember, correct? I hope you remember. So guys, attach command is in a Docker and in Kubernetes, both are same. This will attach to the PID1 of the container. And here, if I want to attach, so kubectl attach to the pod, hello pod. And right now you think the system got stuck, but it's not. Actually, you are on the Nginx actually. And here, if you curl here, you see, this is the again PID1 of Nginx. So you are able to see the attach. Control C. So guys, you saw that attach. Now exec, again, exec behavior is something similar what we have in the Docker also. You can go inside a container or you execute any executable inside a container. So can I do that? Let's check it out here, guys. So here kubectl get pods -n is equal to dev. So kubectl execute which pod, hello pod, what do you want to execute, -n is equal to dev, what do you want to execute, ls. See here. You can also use IT options and you can go inside this for this -IT and what you want to IT with. Of course, you are a human being. So of course you will do the bin bash. And here it is. Right now you are inside a container of that particular pod. Okay, now you see here, PS is not there, so nothing can be done. And I'll come out of it. So guys, this is the way you can go inside a container of that pod using exec, or you can execute any executable inside a container of that pod. Let's say if you have a two container in the pod, again, what options to be used? Again, I think you know by now, -c, or you can also check many examples are given here. You must try it out, those stuff. All the examples you must try it out, you will like it. Okay guys, so this is the exec. Now guys, one thing which we have learned in the Docker, and that is called port forwarding. Which option we have used in the Docker to access the container at the host port? -p, that's correct, yes. So guys, yes, same way you can port forward the pod as well. You can port forward a pod as well to the local port. How can you do that? So here, let's say if you don't know the command, no need to uh, Google also, because here kubectl port forward -h, and you see here you have so many examples. So you can port forward the pod also, or you can port forward the services also. Here it is. But what is the services we don't know, we will learn tomorrow. But for today we are port forwarding the pod. So this command is sufficient for the use today. So now what we are doing is port forwarding pod. Which pod? So hello pod, I guess. The name of the pod is get pod. Here, hello pod. And this is the host port. This is the container port. So container is running on 80 port. Host port, you want to make it 888 or whatever it is. So now guys, here I am exposing that same port forwarding to 888. So now it's not there. Why? Because -n, it's part of the not a default but dev. Now that is running on 8888 on the local host. Can we try from the some other machines? Look at this here. Local host, enter. See, nothing is there. Local host 8888. Here it is. Now, can we access on the IP address? No, it's bind to the local host. To access on the IP address, what we need to do? Control C. You have to use address. So see here, address, where it can be local host or it can be IP address. So here, same command, but this time you'll address and address. I'm making 0.0.0.0. You know that, right? From everywhere. And it's done. Can I access it now on 8888? So it is my IP address. So guys, IP address of mine is here, and then going to and call it 8888. It is welcome to Nginx. So guys, yes, you can do the port forwarding and access it as well. This is the same command which I have shown you right here. Now proxy. Guys, this is not for pod. This is for creating a proxy to the API server. Right now it's out of scope, so getting rid of it. Now guys, what else? CP command. I hope you remember Docker CP command. Yes, it's the same thing. You want to copy the files from the host machine to the containers of the pod, so you can use the Docker CP command. So here, kubectl CP command. So here, look at my screen here. Get pods -n dev, and here kubectl cp. What you want to cp? So there's one file pod.yaml. To what you want to copy? Where? N -opt -n is equal to dev, and here it is. Can we check this out? So kubectl and execute which pod, hello pod, which namespace, Rajesh, not Rajesh, dev, and what you want, ls opt. See it here, it's there, that file. So guys, yes, you have so many options also. You must check it out, multiple examples. You should do all this lab with a peace of mind. Various combinations are there which you can try it out. So guys, this is the cp command. Now auth. So guys, auth has two options. Why don't you we look at it? So kubectl auth -h, and here I have a two options, canary and reconcile. Now reconciles is out of scope for time being. Why? Because we don't understand RBAC, role binding, cluster role, and cluster role binding, but we understand can I check whether an action is allowed. For example, auth can I create is a command which I said CRUD, right? Remember CRUD operation, create a pods. And yes, can I delete a pod? So here you can check your access yourself. Okay, so I have all the access right now because I'm the super user right now. So you will get only yes, but yes, sometime if you have a limited access using RBAC, role based access control, and if you have a limited access, you can check it out and reconcile as well. So yes, you can use auth command to check all this option. Guys, this is the command which got added recently. I mean, when I say recently, that means it's got added last week, I guess. So what exactly this is being done? So here, this command was there before during the uh, beta version. So right now it's a released one. So creating a debugging session for troubleshooting workload and nodes. So this is the command to debug the nodes and workload. So best way to check it out, what are the options which we have available? Debug, enter, and -h, and here these are the things you can do that. So here if you see, check this here, debug cluster resources using interactive debugging containers, and here you can debug workload and a node, and these are some of the examples are given. So here it is, interactive. See the interactive. So using the container, you can debug the node or debug the some clusters, these clusters and stuff like that. So I have not used in detail. I have not looked at into the details, but by looking at it, you have all this command here. You see here, create an interactive debugging session in pod my pod and immediately attach to it. So debug my pod interactive image, this one. So this command what will do, it will from here it will create one container, pod out of this image, and immediately you get into that container and you can do whatever you want to do that. So these are the shortcut commands for it, and you can get going. So guys, yes, these are the command which you're using that you can debug and get going. So let me share with you all these commands for the lab time. Here it is. Okay, now next command, next section which I'm going to talk about is working with replication controller. So guys, I taught you what is a namespace. I taught you what is a pod. Now we should learn some more API object, and now I'm going to check it out. Replication controller. So now guys, what is a replication controller first of all? So guys, here let me remind you, when you want one pod, you say kind is equal to pod. But when you say I need 10 pod or 20 pod or 200 pod, then what should be the kind? So here, when you want multiple pod here, guys, when you want the multiple pod, you can use replication controller. You can use replicas sets. You can use deployment. You can use a daemon sets. You can use a stateful sets, and all that. Now what exactly these are? These are the ways, these are the API resources. Using that you can deploy the pod. But guys, there are certain advantages you have for each one of these. There are certain use cases we have for each of these. So now I'm going to show you this one and this one and this one, but you have to explore what exactly this one. So using that, using these resources, you can get the multiple pods. So let's get started with replication controller. So now guys, what is a replication controller? So guys, it has a two feature, replication and controller. So what exactly replication means? So replication means you can replicate X number of pods. Simple. You can replicate X number of pod. That's all. And what you have in the controller will check, would make sure desire number of pods, is equal to actual number of pods. Very simple. This guy will create X number of pods, and this guy will check and make sure that every time whatever you desire, it should be matching with actual. That's all. So you desire 10 pod, you will get a 10 pod all the time. It's not 9, it's not 11, like that. Very powerful, guys. So can I show you? So I want to create CRUD, same thing, CRUD operations you want to do. So can I do the CRUD with replication controller? So kubectl create -h, and here if I try to create a controller, replication controller, I don't see it here. See here, I see namespace, which I did. I see deployment, which I have it, but I don't see replication controller. So using create command, I cannot do that. So can I go through the YAML file? Yes, I should. I should go for the YAML file. So where's the file? So I'm going to copy one YAML file from my previous session. That will be faster. Though in the Google also it will find hell a lot of it. So that's not a problem. So let's use the application controller. I think it's a day 5. here it is. Look at this. So I'm going to copy this content in here. So this is the typical replication control YAML. Now this is the kind, name of the replication control, how many replicas you want to, and what is the label of this. So specification for replication controller is this one, and specification for pod template is this one. And guys, this is my image which I'm using right now, and on 80 port. Simple. Now, how do you know which are the fields which we have, which are the fields I should keep it, and which are the fields can ignore it? All these things I'll teach you. This is the next topic. Oh, but right now I want to create a replication controller. So guys, here I am straightforward. I'm going to create a replication controller. So I'm in the Rajesh directory. I want to see that kubectl get rc. There is no rc in default. Get rc in hyphen dev environment. There's no. So vi rc.yaml and insert this one. Now you know the command CRUD operations very well. Create -f rc.yaml dev environment I'm going to create. I got created, and you see here 2. Can I see the pods? Pods -n is equal to dev. See, there's these 2 pods belong to the RC. See here. So immediately I could deploy 2. Why 2? Because here you said 2. You could do that 20 also. You can do that 200 also. You could do that 2000 also, and it will be deployed within a seconds. So you saw the power of RC. So here, this is the thing. Can I describe this RC? So same command, you know that by now. Describe RC, name of the RC is hello RC, is a part of the namespace def. Guys, whether you understand or not, you should check it out. See here, namespace dev selector label replicas current and desire running waiting succeeded container pod templates container information. And guys, this is events. You see here controllers, replication controllers. Now if I show you the difference between pods, so if you describe the pod which is not controlled by the replication controller, let me show you here. Kubectl describe pod, this pod -n is equal to dev, -n is equal to dev. And you see here, this is not controlled by anyone. But if I show you the pod of which is controlled by replication controller, which is like this, see here, look at this here, controlled by this one. So this pod is always controlled by someone, which we call it replication control. So what I'm going to do, I created it, I get it, I can read it, I describe it. Can I edit it? Yes, there's a 2 ways to edit. So one way, you know, that edit command. So edit rc name of the rc -n is equal to dev. What you want to edit, you should modify something. Let's say from 2 to 4 I want it, and then save it. Guys, you see, the moment you say 4, you got this 4 so fast. The moment you get 4, you got the 4 container running. Now, can I do through the YAML file? Yes, you can do that. From here, 6. And you see here, you know that all these commands already apply -f and rc.yaml -n is equal to dev. And here, got this 6. See here, done. Guys, there is one more command which you have, and that's called scale. You can use this also, scale -h. So here, scale -h, and scale command, you can use it for checking this out. So I'm going to use it, this one. So here, get rc -n is equal to dev, and here replicas, I want to make it 1, 2 from 6. And you see here, rc, which rc, hello rc, and which namespace, def, and you see here 2. So everything got terminated right now. See here 2. So there's one question in the chat window. I would like to read it. So here Ashwant is asking, here the replication is static, right? Can't that grow and shrink? That's called scale, auto scaling. So I showed you scale, right? It can auto scale also, depends on the CPU and RAM. And for that, you need to have a metric server. How do I do that? So here there's a command available for it. Here, do you see scale, auto scale somewhere? Here it is. Look at this. So auto scale, it can reduce, it can grow, depends on the CPU and RAM allocation. So for that, you need to do little bit of more setup, like metric server installations, which will do the monitoring as well. Okay, so that is also.
Rajesh, I have one question on this auto scaling though. Okay. See, like with our past experience, we have seen that for our projects, generally we will keep some kind of a auto scaling for the CPU utilization of 70%. Okay. So I'm just giving one number, 70, 80%, whatever. So we are supposed to get a new pod every time the CPU touches 70%, right? Now, what happens is we have seen that sometimes the CPU utilization goes like it goes more than 100%, like 130%. How come that is possible? Like CPU utilization goes more than 100%. That is something I don't know why it is happening. And like if it is supposed to, we are supposed to get a new pod just the moment it touches 70%. We sometimes don't even get new pods in those cases.
Yeah, so there are few things are has to be taken into the consideration. When you set the auto scale CPU percentage for the deployment or replication controller, RC we don't use nowadays, but deployment, then basically that is considered as the average utilization by the all the pod if it crosses more than percentage, not like one pod crosses that utilization. So that is where the service has to be used properly. There's one more thing which we have, and that is called pod observability. So in that case, you can set how much pod itself should consume. That's a maximum things you can set it up. So
And is it also the case? What I got to know, I don't know that information is correct or not. That like we have these millicores, right? Like we 1 millicore, I mean 100 millicore, 1000 millicore. So when we give like 2000 millicore, at that point of time, I got to know a statement something like when we are running with like a 2000 millicore. In
mhm.
that cases, you CPU of you it can cross the CPU of 100 percentage because that consists of 2 millicores. I mean basically two cores are there. So
Yeah,
140 or 150 percentage is like basically a sum of two. Individually, it is at still at like 65 or 70 only because we have two cores. So that's why the percentages are crossing 100%.
yeah.
Is that a
So
correct
many
statement?
main trees are there. I don't know what you set it up here. You see, these are the options there for the limiting the pods. So spec.containers sources limit memory, huge pieces, request CPU, request memory, and these other things. Here some of the examples are also have given. So I'll put it in the chat window. Let's check that how it has been developed, because it's something like only one stuff, then I'll just comment it out and you have to check this. Many things has to be checked here. Host limitation, pod limitation, container limitation, the C group limitation, all these things which you have set it up, and then you can decide the auto scaling group. So check it out and see that if it helps you. There's one more things, auto scale.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely.
I think I have written this article long back. I need to look out for it. Here, how to scale pod based on the CPU. So you can check also. So this is the stuff. These examples are missing here. So I'll update this article. Reference are there. I'll update this article. Okay. Hello. Guys, am I audible? Yeah. Okay. So guys, back to the topic here. So now this is the replication controller. Finally, I have shown you replication capability. How can you replicate? Now I'll show you the controls capability, and that's the magic started here. So now how many you have right now? Let me query this get pod. Right now 2 you have it. I want to scale to 8. Okay, I'm scaling to 8 right now. So that means 8, you want the pod 8 here, and you see here you got the 8 one ready to, but you'll come in few seconds, all 8. Now what you want to see the controller magic, right? So see here, accident may happen. There are pods is lying running in the different nodes. Right now I have one node cluster, but in reality it will be running on the different nodes. Some nodes may go offline and anything happen, hardware issues, software issues, pod issues, this issues, that issues. But this accident I am creating manually because I have to manufacture manually, and I'm deleting some of the pod. Remember my desire was 8, but actual become 2 because I deleted all this thing. And you see the magic. Look at the age, the one which I'm deleting right now. And let's see that after the deletion one get completed. I deleted through manual accident. And you see, look at the age. This is the power of controller. So you are not getting up in the night. No one is calling you for stating that production is down. Replication controller will take care of everything. So this is the magic of controller. So guys, this is replication controller. I have shown you almost all the combinations for this, and I'm going to share with you all the commands also which I run to showcase this demo. Okay, now next one is I'm going to show you explain. So guys, you must be wondering, okay, I am copying this code from again and again from the different nodes, but how do I write my own? Or how do you know which fields is there and which field need to be there with what? How do I learn? So guys, there's no rocket science or there's no magic formulas are available so you can learn everything. It's all depends on your requirements. Don't try to learn every fields available for all 57 resources because that's not a objective. Wherever the requirement is arising day by day, then you should try to find out some of the most commonly used pod fields you should know, but many things you can ignore it also for time being till you get comfortable because there are so many fields. So for example, I'm going to show you how can we check it out. So here there's one command which is called explain, and then you want to check which are the fields available on the pod. See here, these are the fields. Remember the same thing I tried. API version, kind, metadata, and spec. But you want to know what is there in the spec. So here dot spec. And here you have so many options, but you want to know in the pod you have a spec, but inside a containers what you have. So guys, some of the fields are optional, some of the fields are required. This is a required, so we have to specify. You see all these fields are there also, and they'll tell you what exactly you can feed this, whether it's an integer, string, object. So right now containers is the popular and required to dot containers. Now again containers you get 20-30 options in the containers what you want. So containers you want port, readiness probe, resources, liveness probe, lifecycle, and many things are there, guys. So this is how you learn. So now next thing, if you want to know namespace dot spec, like this. You want to know replication controller dot spec, replication controller dot spec dot template dot spec. So I know this, that's the reason I'm just typing it. But guys, this is how gradually you have to build the knowledge. Using explain command, you can get to build many things. Okay, so guys, so far I have taught you how to troubleshoot pod, and then how to work with replication controller, and then finally how to explain different things.
Please enroll our general membership for $3.99 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $3.99 plan, and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.